Alright. Well, with that done, we're going to go to the gun fort. Go to the gun fort. I'm going to show you how puppeteer ninjutsu works. And actually, I'm just opening this up. I'm not going to show you how it works quite yet. I thought of something that I want to do beforehand. Forget what I'm saying. All right. Okay, I'm just forgetting about how easily I do some of these things. Okay. Um, let's... I guess I should show you the Mortal Blade. So you now have a new skill called Mortal Draw. And let's see how it works. Let's see how it works, just so you guys can see. So we'll stab this guy. Okay. So if we're using it here, it's like a normal combat skill, but notice it does damage through the deflections, but it does a lot of vitality damage, has great range, and it does more damage to select enemies. Some enemies it barely affects, but what it does is it costs 3 spirit emblems to use. So that will cost 3, and then to do a second slash as a follow-up will cost another 3. You can still use it without it, any spirit emblems, but it just does less damage. But I highly recommend doing that. It's quite useful. We're gonna go. Let's make sure that we talk to them because they're all annoying. The characters, they're not actually annoying. I've done it so many times. It's, um, and then we'll fight a boss, and we'll make it a fun one. It is a boss that can frustrate the absolute crap out of you, and that might very well kill us. Yeah, I love the boss fight, but I also loved it. Anyways, let's talk. Okay, nothing to say. Cool. Talk to Kuro. All right, cool. So now he's gonna ask us to smell. Smells like sakura flowers. And so, again, we're just exhausting the dialogue. Cool. Cool. You can talk to Emma. You can ask her about the Everblossom. The Everblossom is cool. If you want to know where it is, it's at the old grave. But that's enough diddling around. Let's give ourselves a challenge. Like I said, we may very well die. This is not a joke of a boss over here. Not at all. But I actually want to see how much divine confetti do I have. Ooh, I actually have some. All right, it's good to know. I have Ichimonji double equipped. I don't even necessarily believe it's the best skill for this fight. It's just I don't really have any good skills for this. But if you want to know something that's useful to use, it's going to be a variant of the shuriken, the phantom kunai. It's what yeah, like I said, we're gonna wait to use this, but it's what is used by Lady Butterfly. It will do a lot of damage to this boss, but if you have spare Divine Confetti, I would use it. This boss is going to be about vitality for the first half. I highly recommend using the firecrackers. The range on this boss is insane. Building up posture damage is great, but you need vitality damage as a priority. And that's just because you can't stack posture damage very well otherwise. If you have the Tonto, it will also come in handy. Only Ichimonji one time. I know I have the double equip, but if you try 2 hits, she will block it. Also interesting that this is a monk, and it's a she. But things are going pretty well. It's very easy to mistime these. It takes practice and familiarity. And you see how much damage that did? That was just from, you know, mistiming those deflections. But like I said, that range is crazy, even if it doesn't look it. But I'm just trying to get that damage, the occasional thrust, just to make sure. If you notice, the posture is stacking a little bit better than it was before, but it's still diminishing, so we definitely need her below half health, or at least right at it. Really wait to deflect until those attacks are about to hit you. I tend to deflect early, and that's when I miss. It's because I'm deflecting early. So I've missed a couple of times, but nothing bad. This is actually going really well. But keep in mind, we're just trying to get her to half health just so we can build up the posture gauge. So this fight's far from over. Like I said, Divine Confetti, great for stacking more of that damage. But that posture gauge is building up now. I'm just getting a little greedy. This is not good. You shouldn't be getting greedy. But things are starting to look up now. Going to Shinobi Firecracker, just to get some of that damage I've talked about. Ooh, almost got us. I was just trying to play it safe there. Don't be liberal with your firecrackers, especially if you have that Tonto. You may need your heals for this, but that firecracker just makes everything better. If you notice, we have her at about half posture, but she's going to replenish that if we don't keep up the pressure. So this isn't a boss that you let get away from you, unless you absolutely need to heal or something. You have to bring the fight to her. But we seem to be doing okay with that. Get another couple of hits, and she should be kind of cooked. Yep, got her. Easy. Goodbye. That boss was like impossible for me on my first playthrough. Like impossible. And now we have a special technique that really, really opens up the game. We have the Mibu breathing technique. So we're going to be doing more traveling. So the good thing about the breathing technique, well, one, we get another attack power. But the good thing about the breathing technique is that the breathing technique allows you to go underwater. And you can go inside here and get a stone. I'm just not picking it up yet. But it allows you to go underwater. And you can actually go underwater in a lot of areas we've already been in. So we're going to do that. That's what we're going to be doing for the next little bit. Is just looking underwater. So we aren't going to go underwater for this chest. This is where if my character would sit still, I don't know what's happening. Okay. You can get a divine grass, and then you can go underwater, and there will be a treasure carp up here. Can get him out of the way. Whenever you stab after sprinting, it's going to be a thrust, so keep that in mind. And now we're in the main lake. And in the main lake, we have a couple of items. We have a Litecoin purse and another Litecoin purse. And then we have a red-eyed carp, so we get some red carp eyes. It's useful for a quest line, I believe. And then we can get a prayer bead. So a lot of prayer beads are actually under the water. So it is important that you look under there. I'll show you all the relevant locations. So for right now, we're going to... Let's see, how much money do we have? Okay, we don't have enough. Can't forget, this guy has treasure carp scales if we ever need any. But let's go to the Senpu Temple. And we're going to actually go to the temple grounds. Fun little place, fun little place. I have to think for a second. No, okay, okay. Okay. I was thinking about an item later on. So this is where we killed the 2 treasure carp after beating the knight. If we go down here, we can pick up Holy Chapter Infested. It's about the worm. And then we can find another prayer bead. We're just going to go to the last communed idol we were at. And yeah, there are places to go underwater like everywhere. A lot of places you probably like completely forgot about, like me. Let's see, what's another place we can go to? You can go to Ashina Castle and go underwater there. You can also go near the old grave and go underwater there. Those 2 locations we're going to later. We're not going to go to them now. We can go underwater at Harada, which is probably what we should do. And I think this is the last area we can go underwater at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. Like the rest, we kind of have to progress a little bit. We'll go to another one area like in just a second. That's actually part of the gameplay. I'm trying to space it out a little bit. But we can go underwater here. And this treasure carp is going to get away from us, I bet. Oh, no, we got her. So we kill a treasure carp. There's another one underwater. And you can always just swim around and look for items and all that. I don't think there are any over here. But we're not done yet. There are other parts of this area that are underwater, so we're going to make sure to go to them. Let's just skip all of these guys. Out of my way. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Taking a long time. Wish we could sprint a little faster. Alright, I don't think there's anything of value over here, really, except maybe an item. Am I right in that? Yeah. Okay. That's fine. There's several like water locations over here, and I thought that there was one like dead zone. Alright, well that's fine. This is where we killed the big old spear guy. Just getting him out of the way. We're saving up for 6 skill points so that we can get Shadow Rush. It's a cool skill. It's not one I ever use, but it's cool. I kind of feel like changing some things up. Keep it interesting. And I failed. Alright. So we found a treasure carp here before. We just killed another one. But that's the over and done with. I'm going to the Lapidated Temple, but I'm not gonna actually stop here. I don't believe. I guess I could get a shinobi tool, but I don't. Well, you know what? While we're here, let's do it. Why the heck not? Let's do 3 of these. Let's see what we can get. We probably should have only done 2, but it's not going to matter. We haven't truly died yet. Let's upgrade. We can get gouging top. We can get this. Almost can get that. Almost can get that. Sparkling axe would be nice. Well, let's just get gouging top. Doesn't really put us out of anything. So now we got a better shuriken. And this is typically the loadout I run. It's not even the best. Like, I think you could probably get more out of having Divine Abduction, even Mist Raven equipped, or the Loaded Umbrella. I just never do. However, I probably should have. I'm going to have the spear out. And then, yeah, okay. So let's go back all the way to the gun for it.